Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching 9 TV International. This is the Breakfast Show. As for more updates about the BRICS Summit, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has participated in 2 working sessions within the framework of the proceedings of the BRICS Summit, which commences on Tuesday, the 22nd of October, and continues until Thursday, the 24th of October, in the Russian city of Kazan. The BRICS member states are Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, also Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. And we have more details with my colleague Nashwa.
Right, to discuss this in more details, we have the pleasure to have over the phone Ambassador Hussein Hareedy, a former Assistant Foreign Minister. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Ambassador.
Good morning, madam.
So first of all, I'd like to shed the light on the significance of this first participation of Egypt in this important event as a member state. How do you see it?
Well, as a matter of fact, as you said, this is the first summit that Egypt participates in it after being admitted as full member effective January 2024. With other Arab and African countries. Definitely, Egypt stands to benefit from being a full member in this organization, and of course, particularly in the economic and investment field. And in fact, the remarks by President Sisi before the summit stressed the importance of multilateral diplomacy, the importance of international cooperation, and to provide developing countries with credit in order to meet the challenges of development and climate change. So Egypt stands to benefit from being a member in this organization. And on the other hand, as President Putin, the Russian president, made clear, the BRICS Plus is not a bloc against another bloc, but it calls for cooperation, international cooperation for international security and for development and stability throughout the world. And according to the draft declaration, there was mention of the importance of the United Nations system in international relations. So being a member in this group of nations, of course, would be advantageous for Egypt and Egyptian interests, particularly in economic and financial field.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador, also regarding the ongoing escalations in the Arab region, in Gaza and in Lebanon, and not only in the Arab region, also in Ukraine, comes the BRICS Summit and the member states, and they are all seeking collaborations and agreements so that they can help in the de-escalation in the region. How do you see Egypt's membership and the participation of all the member states can contribute in the de-escalation in the current escalation in the whole world?
In fact, President Putin, as far as the war in Ukraine is concerned, President Putin welcomes any contribution on the part of the member countries in the BRICS Plus to bring peace to Ukraine. Of course, and as far as the situation in the Middle East is concerned, I understand that the final declaration has called for a speedy ceasefire in Gaza and in Lebanon. And I guess that the positions adopted by the BRICS Summit are constructive, and hopefully they would ultimately lead to cessation of hostilities both in the Middle East and Ukraine. This summit has taken place a week or 2 weeks before, or 10 days before the next American presidential election. And it's a message for whoever would win this election that this group of nations stands to work with the new American administration to bring peace and security and stability to the world after 3 years of turmoil, of insecurity, instability, and wars in Ukraine and in the Middle East.
Well, Mr. Ambassador, just taking from your words, and we know that we are approaching the American elections, and if we're talking about the BRICS now as a new economic power taking place, and of course we have many challenges, whether we're talking about the EU, the Asian, well, of course now everyone will be looking and just thinking of this new economic power taking place. How do you see this and the significance of this?
Well, I'm not sure that we can speak of the BRICS as a new economic power. I'm not sure about that. But maybe this would be a case. It's still a long way before the BRICS Plus can speak with one voice as far as international economic and financial relations are concerned. But having said that, definitely the decisions and the positions that would be taken in the future, and here I'm speaking the medium term and the long term, from 3 to 5 years. This is the first summit for the BRICS Plus, and I understand that there are other applications pending for new members to be accepted in this grouping of nations. Well, it all depends on the positions, as I said, and let's not forget, speaking about this, let's not forget that the member countries, each member country in this grouping, if I can call it a block, I'm not sure about this is the correct term or not. But in this group of nations, every member country has its own interest with the United States, with the G7, with the G20. But hopefully, that, as I said, in the medium and long term, the BRICS Plus would become a force to reckon with as far as international economic and financial relations are concerned.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador, also regarding the collaboration between Egypt and Russia comes the President Sisi, who lauded the two countries' collaboration in numerous joint projects, particularly the establishment of the Russian industrial zone in the Suez Canal economic zone, and also the construction of the Dab'a nuclear power. So my question is, to what extent is the united views between the President Sisi and also the Russian President Vladimir Putin that comes in great alignment? How can these views is considered of critical importance to the de-escalation in the Middle East in particular?
Well, as President Putin put it, he referred to the history. He spoke about the history of bilateral relations between Egypt and Russia. And President Sisi, in his meeting with the Russian president, talked about the nuclear plant, the Dab'a nuclear plant, and the contribution, the very constructive and effective contribution of Russia to help Egypt in the energy sector. And it's a very important sector as far as the future development plans in Egypt are concerned. Energy has become a major question in Egypt. So the Russian help, the Russian assistance in constructing this dam in this nuclear station is very appreciated. And as you rightly mentioned, President Sisi referred to the Russian industrial zone, and hopefully it would really start working soon. Thank you. Alu, thank you very much, madam. Hello, hello.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Mr. Ambassador.
Sir, excuse me, I have to go now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we extend special thanks to Ambassador Hussein Hareedy, former Assistant Foreign Minister. And moving on to a quick break, then we'll be back.